Hello everyone, it's Pat with our Oracle card reading and message for this upcoming week. Excuse me, starting with the 14th, going through to May 20th. I hope you had a lovely Mother's Day if you celebrate. Now we're right in the middle of May. So it's hard to believe half the month has gone by already. And I know I had a wonderful end of my week, as I had a very proud parent weekend with my children. My daughter just graduated from college and received a couple of awards, so it was a very, very wonderful Mother's Day for me in many ways. So let's see what's up for the rest of us this week with, I'm going to start off like I usually do with the Archangel Oracle card deck to see who's working with us this week and what are their messages for us. I do know this week that we have an astrological transition going on where the planet Uranus is going into the sign of Taurus, I believe. And Uranus is a planet that can cause a lot of, or brings with it a lot of like shaking up of things, shaking up of the status quo, shaking us up out of our stuckness. And Taurus, as I understand, is very earth-related sign. So I brought up the fairies today and the goddesses as card decks to work with to see what messages they have. So I know there's already a lot of upset going on in terms of the earth with regard to what's taking place in Hawaii and other, devastating events in other areas of the world, Pakistan, India, excuse me, really devastating earth events. So anyways, let's call upon the archangels for who's working with us this week and what messages do they have for us. All right, nothing's jumping out this week, but let's see who wants to. Oh, okay. Shuffle it the right way, and two come flying out. So, actually, I think so we have two. We have Archangel Michael coming out again with his message. You are safe. He says, I'm protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and your home. So it's a reminder to many of you out there to work with Michael to surround and protect your home, your loved ones, your possessions, your car, if you have to go out traveling. If you are in areas that are, like Hawaii and other parts of the world, ask Archangel Michael to be with you to help keep you safe. And follow the guidance that you get. Michael's very strong and powerful. He's also reminding you, a lot of you out there, that you are safe as you go through these transitions, okay? Both in the world at large and in our personal lives. We may be encountering, disruptions. You may see more things come to light, things in the political arena or just other things in the world that have, kind of like with the, all the sexual abuse issues coming to light with celebrities and things like that, or well-established media people. You're going to see things like that getting brought to the forefront. And what Michael's reminding you is, even though it may feel unsettling at the time to hear about these things, or to even have to confront them in your own personal life, if you're, your status quo or what have you, something in your life gets you rattled. Michael's here reminding you that you are safe, and this is part of the kind of the growth spurt that the world is going through. Because a lot of our old paradigms, a lot of the old established ways of being, with things that have been in control, those are all being, kind of shaken loose so that we can establish new ways of being in the world. So, and a lot of the new ways of being in the world that need to get established have to do with our safety, the safety of our kids when they're in school, so they don't have to worry about shooters waltzing in there. And, being safe in other ways, in your jobs, in your, in just in other aspects of your life. So especially where there's earth-related events going on. So anyways, Michael's here to help you to prepare and to ask for his help. So I'm going to just read a little bit more from here. He says, let go of worries as I'm surrounding you, your loved ones, home, and possessions with very powerful, loving light. And it repels lower energies. Focus on this light and love instead of fear, and you'll attract the object of your focus. So with your mind free of fear, you'll have additional time and energy to devote to your life's missions. Okay? So it's a reminder, too, for Michael not to get caught up in the fear. Okay? It's certainly definitely good to keep informed. If you watch the news a lot, I know I like to keep up with things on YouTube about what's going on in Hawaii. But it's also a definite reminder to not get caught up in the fear, all right? And to reestablish that you are and you can be safe. And that's what's important. So Raziel also came out this week, and I believe we had him the last week too, with this message of how I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully, so you can clearly see heavenly love. So Raphael's coming in with this message, but I feel generally it's about we're seeing things with new eyes in many ways, in our own personal life and in the world, okay? It's like there's a light being brought to things. The energies of higher consciousness are coming in, and unfortunately, it brings light to things that have been going on in darkness, that have dark energy around them, that seeks to manipulate, that's part of the ego, that, is looking to do ill will to people. And so, we're seeing a lot of things in a new way, okay? And we're also seeing where they need to go, and what direction they need to go in. So these two powerful archangels are working with us this week. And Raziel has the rainbow coloring to his energy. He brings in that kind of rainbow light, which is something that we all need. The rainbow light works with our personal energy centers as well. All right, so let's pick some from the fairies and see what's going on for this week. Okay. This is my combined big deck here. What do the fairies wish us to know about this upcoming week? Ooh, all right, there's one that sailed out. Ooh, okay. My friends tell me that I'm the only one that this happens to, where the cards literally come flying out of the deck. So, all right. Okay, so I'm not sure where that card fits in. It was a jumping card, so we'll add it to the rest. So the beginning of the week, we had this card. It says vegetarian, and it says a new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. Okay, so it signals to those of you who, a lot of people are doing cleanses this time. So I think what this speaks to, and it's kind of a confirmation of it, that you're pouring your time and energy into really taking a strong look at your diet at the beginning of the week. All right. And, maybe you're doing some planning around that. Maybe you're focusing on bringing in more vegetables as they lend more energy to you, especially the dark green leafy vegetables. So there's a greater focus on that. I also feel like this has to do with people planting their gardens. At least up here in the Northern Hemisphere, as we come into our spring, people are really starting to do that now. They're looking to get their gardens in the ground. And I certainly have started that already. But so that's what speaks to me about people are looking to have their own vegetable gardens, because they can supervise, the soil, and they can manage it better in terms of not having a huge amount of pesticides on there, and keeping it more organic if that's your choice to do that. So you don't have to rely so much about what the store provides. And I feel like this is a really strong trend that's coming in for people. They're looking to your community gardens and your own home gardens as a way of supplementing your food supply and kind of lowering your grocery bill. But anyways, it's a little bit of both this week. It's people looking at planting their gardens, and they're incorporating more vegetables. Or it may be that you discover a new place like either a new supermarket or a new farmer's market or something that has a really great crop of, is providing really good vegetables for you. So you're looking to really incorporate that into your diet. Okay, that's what the beginning of the week brings. In the middle of the week, we have this lady from the Red Hat Society on here. And it says, allow your true self to shine because you're awesome. You gotta love a card that says that. So one, this is about, as we enter the beginning of the week with a focus on our diet and taking care of yourself and eating healthfully, it brings back a new energy again. And this has to do with middle of the week, there being a need to just be who you are, be who you truly are. If you feel like being a little wild and you're creative in your dress, go for it. And most importantly, it says allow yourself to shine, okay? And if you're being highlighted, awarded, or something like that, allow that and don't hide behind the curtain. It's but a real expression of individuality in you, and it shows up in different ways. You might be putting something out there into the world that is uniquely you. Okay, maybe it's a song that you've written. Maybe it's your particular way of going about doing a task. But the focus is on really allowing aspects of yourself to be out there that maybe you might have kept hidden before. And what the fairies are saying is that it's part of who you are. So don't be afraid to be out there with it. Okay? It's part of what there's an author out there, and Dr. Dane here. And he's more than an author. He's a chiropractor. He's a practitioner of something called Access Consciousness. He's like, he says this famous quote of like, you being you is, the change that the world needs. Because there's always that popular expression of, be the change you want to see in the world. And he says, well, you being you is the change that we need to see in the world. So, anyways, there's an element of that's involved. So at the end of the week, we have this card with winter. So it could, for some of us, indicate that, the weather's going to get a little bit colder towards the end of the week. For some of you out there, depending on where you're watching from, you might be going into your time of year, that is the winter. So now it's saying that the answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So this is an establishment of when something is going to happen. It's also a card about taking that quiet time of the winter to, get certain projects done. And the winter is just a time to hunker down and revitalize your energies. And it's a really great time to get to projects you maybe have put aside for a while, what have you, to finish projects. So, it also could mean in some way that something that you're doing is just on hold for a little bit. But, or there's a long-term project that you've begun that's going to finish up in the wintertime. All right, or it's going to more fully come to fruition in the winter. So, but don't be afraid of a temporary pause. Because that's what, if you look at her, she's kind of, the woman in the picture, she's just kind of stopping to, like, reflect upon something. The other card that jumped out for us was success. So, it jumped out for a reason. It wants to let you know that, yes, something that's going on this week is successful for you. So, rejoice in that. If you're planning a party, if you're having a job interview, there's success is in the air for you. Okay? So anyways, thank you for, watching the reading this week. If you have any comments, certainly leave them below, and I will look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Take care, everyone.